we begin. I thank you for being here this week. I love you all. God bless and welcome. Better put this pop filter on. I feel like other people don't need a pop filter. So I'm kind of in a pickle. Twice a year, I struggle with something, a power issue. I have solar power, 3 solar panels, 600 watts. You all should have at least 1,000. I should have 1,000 to run a house, to run a small house like mine, 400 square feet. And twice a year, once in the winter, the darkest time of winter, I need to charge my batteries with a generator. And once around the peak of summer, because I run the swamp cooler, kind of air conditioning, a kind of fan, water that flows behind it. And I run it from noon to about 9 at night, and it runs my batteries out. The reality of living on solar. These are little Russian olive trees that I've transplanted, I should say, and then I'll transplant them again. Olive trees, but their olives are not as tasty as Mediterranean ones. This is one of my pine trees, and this cottonwood just grew here, right next to the other pine tree. So, aside from the 100-degree weather and my little bit of gardening, I didn't show you much of my gardening. This is a maple tree. I dug it up at the park. There's a lot of them. Sometimes they just get mowed over, and sometimes you can find them on the edge of the park. They don't get sprayed with weed killer. I've done this several times this year. I have a bunch of maples now. And this is kind of what my pictures look like. I don't think I've ever shared my pictures like this. What chaos. And here, if we go way up, this is what it usually looks like. Just pictures. A lot of pictures with me and Chief and the cats. Why do we take all these pictures? My whole life here. Really, my thoughts. Here we can see the analema, things that I will have shared in videos. And mostly, I would have just forgotten about a lot of this if it wasn't for this reminder of kind of where I was in my life, what I was researching, just everything. It's kind of like my photo album. We don't really have photo albums, not like we used to. And a lot of these are like reminders to myself. Here we can see a bucket full of chicken eggs. And really, I haven't been doing as much traveling as I would like to. Ever since I ended up with all these cats. It's nice. I like the cats. I do need some kind of help, maybe, if I want to travel. There's like pet services, but I don't know. As a child, we were always, my sister and I, left with babysitters. Just random babysitters. So many stories, so many adventures with these probably unqualified to be babysitters. I would not leave my pets with anyone. Certainly not my children. So what a weirdo I am. Forgive me. What is going on? Give us something, old world. Didn't come here for this. Oops, sorry, Chief. He doesn't like my sarcasm. So, let me find what I'm looking for, and I'll be right back. So, this is the beginning of the old world part. Forgive me. I should be serious. Serious. So, in my last video, we discussed whether or not the arch, or triumphal arches, or whatever you want to call them, whether they were the entrances to buildings. Wouldn't that be interesting? And we discovered that to be the case. I mean, here, we're looking at it. This looks like it's in Milan. Maybe a mall? A mall in Milan. I used to have a landlord named Milan. I think he was like Czechoslovakian or something. So here we are. Is it so crazy? No, it's not crazy at all. So of course I took it further and considered, of course, because I don't know. I considered whether perhaps and possibly all arches once had grand and glorious buildings. As you can see here, this building attached to it, which is clearly part of the building, is equally as grand and glorious. Look at this. It's probably a big square in here, like an internal courtyard once you go through this. And what if they were all parts of buildings? And people in our community don't like that. Some people who have an idea or think they do. Like I have all the ideas. They're all on the table. Some on the shelf. But this, at least for me, probably for some of you, is a new idea. I mean, these arches. I mean, I question everything. I question whether we built them, my answer to that. And then I go further and say, well, what were they? Why were they? In the old world, by the people, the artistic builders of the past, before the reset, why did they build them? Were they so vain? Are we so vain? I think we are. I mean, like, how bold. Let's just make this really expensive structure for nothing, for triumph. And is triumph enough? So pompous? So frivolous? An arch of triumph? I don't think so. And again, it wasn't until I saw this building in Vienna, Austria. Oh, Vienna. You can add to that if you want. Vienna, this arch in like the 1870s is attached to a building, and it's huge. It is huge. Let me show you that. Here we go. Look at this beautiful picture. And look at this beautiful arch. Beautiful arch. This is so sick. I mean, I just glossed over it. Let me show you the guys up here. I should have pointed that out. The guys up here. Look at these two guys. Now look at this building. The windows behind them. 1870s? Look at this. This is absolutely fit for being a modern stadium. A modern football or whatever stadium. The most beautiful stadium in the world. In Austria. 1870s Austria. And the arch again. The arch. Couple guys here. Couple guys. A lady. Maybe it's a man. A bunch of people in here, actually. We see some chairs. Cheap chairs. Look at this. Like a mall. I mean, not too dissimilar from... I mean, today it's a mall and shopping. And maybe that's what it was. But I don't think so. This looks like a stadium in this case. An old world stadium. State of the art. And here we go. Forgive me. Here's the proof. The Union Station Arch is a 35-foot Beaux-Arts arch standing in a park. In a park. So here we go. We're going to learn about arches. All in one evening breath. Approaching 11:30 p.m. The arch is standing in Commons Park in Columbus, Ohio. The work was designed by renowned architect Daniel Burnham. Burnham, part of the World's Fairs. Burnham. I've talked about ham, biblical ham. We have a lot of cities that are something ham. I've proposed that this is rooted in the biblical Ham, his cities, that old. And maybe this is just a play on words, to burn and destroy the cities of Ham. So they tell us the Union Arch, and this thing is beautiful. Let me try to make it bigger. I don't know what's happening here. I think I have a lot of dust on my trackpad. Look at this arch. Look at the beauty. An old world classic. This arch was designed by a World's Fair dude as part, here we go, as part of a grand entranceway to the city's Union Station. Ding. You see what I'm saying here? Do you see? The arch is sitting in a park. Oh, I didn't tell you the whole story. The Union Station has been demolished. That's why there's just an arch sitting in a park. And all that's left is the damn entrance, the entryway to the city's Union Station. It has intricate details, Corinthian columns. Some of the things from the demolishment are currently in storage. At least we have something. What did the building look like? And again, I told you, it's not the arch. It's what was around the arch. Some people said, how could they demolish the building and not damage the arch? Well, you saw it. They did a good job. Look at this. The arch. 1900 to 1914. Come on. Come on. And you demolish this? Why was this not an architectural treasure that was celebrated for hundreds of years? Who would demolish this? So here we go. The arch was part of Columbus's Union Station, Columbus, Ohio, again, designed by B.S. Architect in 1893. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, here we go. It was originally the northern of two identical arches. The northern. So there would have been a southern one, just like it, that they must have demolished. The southern archway was demolished. Here we go. Thank you. Along with a third of the colonnade in 1928. Are you kidding me? So you want to tell me you were too good for this? Someone was too good? Or was somebody erasing something that is too beautiful for an early time period of Columbus, Ohio? I mean, this is so beautiful. Worthy of an emperor. I don't give a damn about emperors or kings or queens. I'm just saying, like, the finest. Like, this is the finest. This is the kind of thing you're proud of. Again, for hundreds of years. And what did they make here now? Again, what did they do? They made a park. A park? Like, all this material was just so disposable. Like, it was so easy. We wasted this BS architect's time. Burnham just wasted his time. And I want to get back to how I said people are disappointed with me because I don't believe these were magnetic arches. Well, you know, that's fine and all. Like, that would be cool. You know, some videos, including old Flip Floppy, talked about these being magnetic arches. And again, that would be cool. Like, I'm totally down with Antiquitech. Totally believe these poles up here are tech and not flagpoles. Do I believe these were magnetic arches? Like horseshoe magnets? I mean, I think like tech was running through the whole building. It's not just up here. I mean, here it's just gathering an etheric charge. It's not a lightning rod like they tell us. Sometimes they tell us it's a lightning rod and sometimes they tell us it's a flagpole. But yes, tech, and not the kind of tech that people think. And very simply because ultimately, let me get back to my point, the triumphal arch is not a triumphal arch. Let me say that again. The triumphal arch, such as the one that our president wants to build now, was never just a triumphal arch. And we see examples today, as I've shown, such as here in Milan, Italy. Huge. Like, this thing's huge. At least 100, maybe 125. Not shocking, not even slightly reaching. These were never freestanding units. We also see it in the past. This is a World's Fair, we're told. I don't believe that. But what was this? I think more likely a stadium. And this arch is just the entrance to the building. Again, the entrance to the building. So pretty awesome. Tell me your thoughts. Am I making sense here? Were you one of the people, perhaps, that believed that they were horseshoe magnets? Everything's on the table. I conclude nothing, only propose. But what is an absolute fact is that they were entrances to buildings. So let's take a pause and look at something else. Okay, I wanted to share some more about the lighthouses that I discussed in a past video. Some more insights have developed, but I want to do it justice and not rush it. So I think we'll just finish off with this demolished station, and only this one of two arches remain. So here must be the other one. Horse and wagon time here. Here we go. Horse and wagonage, poop in the streets, and brick streets. Such an abundance in this time period. Let's brick it and then poop on it. Look at this building. Are you grokking this? This building. These people. So, I don't know. I think everybody watching knows how I feel. The story is not true. This is the work of a fine people. A people that surpassed us in many ways. And this is old and left over. And what would we do? We would demolish it. In 1928, who would ever demolish such a thing? Unless it was part of an agenda. Columbus Union Station was a train station in Columbus, Ohio. The station served railroad passengers in Columbus from 1851 to 1977. That must be when it became a park. First station building was the first Union Station in the world. Unbelievable. Look at this. Here's the former Union Station in Portland, Maine. So here we go. Roll up to the castle with the horse to board a train. Come on. One of many, the Union Stations. Its replacement was built from 1873 to 1875. So in 2 years, they built this replacement. And then a third one, a new station. And that's the one that was built by this man, Daniel Burnham. New station opens, this one here on the right, in 1897. In 1897, it's finished. And by 1928, they're demolishing it. Really? Passenger service had declined. It was demolished in 1976. It was demolished in 1928, and parts of it remained. They finished it off to make way for a new convention center, even though it had been placed on the National Register of Historic Places 2 years prior. So wrap your head around that. They appreciated it, and then they demolished it. A portion of the arcade was saved. Just a little piece. It's like they know damn well how gorgeous it was. They just saved a little piece. Here we go. The Union Station Arch in the park, sitting by itself. Nobody would know that a mega building was attached to this. So consider that now. All the monuments, certainly all the arches, total BS. It's like, why? I think a sliver of compassion must come over somebody to just save one little piece, maybe a trophy, maybe like saving a scalp. This is an architectural scalping. You almost can't imagine the building, right? Without seeing it. And we saw it here again. Unbelievable. What did the inside look like? Just so much building. Here we can see it on stilts. They actually had to move it around. And here it is resting at the new location. Unbelievable. So what do you think? Do you build something like this in such an early time period only to demolish it like 20 years later? Does that sound right? Can we use common sense? Are we allowed? You must remember your schooling had nothing to do with common sense. It was like, here's what we tell you and we're going to test you. And you tell us exactly what we told you. This is not learning. This is indoctrination. And it's the only way it would work. Otherwise, people would figure it out. It's in plain sight. It's everywhere. And yet, without unlocking the mind, it remains invisible. So I think that's all I've got this week. I thank you for joining me. I love you all. God bless. And I'll see you in the next one.